Alan Becker is Retirement Solutions Group President and CEO, and we invite him into the stream to talk about retirement in our retirement segment, which is brought to you by Fidelity Investments. Good to have you here, Alan. And I guess the question to ask is, I would hope we all have estates in the multi-million dollars that we can leave to our families when we depart and get our heavenly reward, hopefully heavenly. What is the status on that? These tax changes that could potentially come, where do we stand?
Well, first off, Adam, thanks for having me. I think there's definitely a separation between the different political parties with people. But, in general, though, taxes are going to most likely go up, and we're going to see more as, the laws come out and we can figure out how they are. The biggest key, though, is to be with a financial advisor so you can understand, because a lot of this is going to be about distribution. When you're in retirement, right, and you've got to take your money out, too many people are looking at using their IRAs, maybe they don't need the money, so they're letting that stay instead of using Social Security earlier. And if taxes go up, we're looking at a lot of different sides. We're talking about the idea of lowering the estate tax. You said in the millions just a moment ago. I've heard talk about lowering that down into that $3 million range. That's going to take a lot of, kind of the millionaire next door, people that have a lot of money in their 401ks, and they're going to end up with estate tax. This is something we haven't had to face in a few years. So I think people are very concerned about it.
Well, Alan, because it's not only individual tax, but also the corporate tax rate. I mean, what does that mean just in order for 401ks? Because if corporations are facing higher taxes, maybe they won't be as willing then to do the matching, right?
Right. So, we tell our client family that if they have a 401k and that 401k has a match, absolutely, that's free money. Don't leave that on the table, invest in that. But if you have a 401k that is not matching, there might be better solutions out there looking at opportunities with a true holistic financial plan where you're looking at all different aspects of things. You can do Roth IRAs so that you're not borrowing money from the government, because the way we look at it is our Uncle Sam, and I served in the military. I love this country, but they're controlling our taxes as they get raised. They control the distribution. It's kind of like having a loan where you don't know the interest rate. So a lot of people are scared that the money's not going to go as far in retirement. And yeah, if companies are not investing, if you really think about it, there's only a couple ways to fix debt. You either cut spending or you raise taxes. And I don't see the government cutting spending anytime. So yeah, the corporations, when they can't get money as inexpensive, they're going to have to spend their own capital.
What would you say to an individual? I'm going to just pick an age out of thin air. Let's say 67, because I guess that's the point when your Social Security really maxes, who has both the traditional IRA, but also perhaps Roth 401k. What do you start pulling first, the Roth or the taxable?
All right. So to me, this is really easy. When you look at the current tax brackets, and obviously those are scheduled to change here. So you have to look at that, and you should be maxing your bracket. I see a lot of people that come into the office and like, oh, I love my financial advisor. I didn't pay any taxes last year. And I'm like, well, you're, the lowest tax rate, you're in that like 12% rate, you're saving money. But if taxes go up in the future, then you're going to be paying more taxes later, right? So why not take and live on your qualified money now? So to answer that is the IRA, the traditional. Pull that out, max that to the highest bracket you're comfortable. But if you're 67, you want to keep that under 171,000 because then you'll go into Medicare surcharges. So theoretically, keep your income under 171 using your adjusted gross, using your qualified money to max that out. Then you'll be in the best tax rate for right now, and then use that Roth IRA for those external purchases. If you, for like a car, a vacation, something that's, those once in life, not the needs.
Hey, Alan, real quick, we only have about a minute left, but I want to ask you, because the proportion of older workers now participating in the labor market, we've seen that steadily decline, pretty much steadily decline. Right now, it's around the lowest level that we've seen in about a year. Have these workers retired? From the people that you're talking to, are they permanently out of the workforce, or do you expect them to re-enter the workforce, say, a year or so from now?
Well, life's short, and I think COVID has taught us, if anything, that we don't know what the future necessarily holds, right? That, we could be healthy one day and not the next. So I think a lot of, especially in our area, a lot of the older clientele are looking at it going, why am I working? Is there something else I could be doing, whether reinvent myself? So they might go back into more of an entrepreneurial job. But others are saying, once this, the remote learning is over, or working from home, do they really want to go back into the office and do that daily grind? So I see a lot more people retiring and enjoying life. At least that's what we see here in the Midwest.
Life is short, but as they say at Faber College, knowledge is good. We appreciate the input. I've just made I can't even remember the movie. That's how old I'm getting. Anyway, Alan Becker, Retirement Solutions Group President and CEO, Animal House, just came to me. That's the 50-plus-year-old brain.